Great riffs on there.
How are they not household names? How the is the world is stupid that song can exist and that no one cares? It's perfect. This band is perfect. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex, a podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, whether we like it or not. That's a whole new discography per episode. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my back from Minnesota co-host, Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello.
And today, we'll be discussing every album by
Thinking Fellers Union, Local 282.
Local 282, baby. This was requested on Patreon by Tom, not our history guy Tom, a different Tom. So we're not accepting any more requests on Patreon because Alex is leaving the show. Long story. Check out the King Crimson episode. Jumping right into it. This is requested by Tom. Thinking Fellers Union, Local 282. This episode and band is not new to your boy Mike. And I'm going to be completely honest right here. The reason I didn't once suggest this band in all our 6 years of doing this podcast is because I love them so much. They're on my Mount Rushmore of most influential bands in my life that I had a feeling you wouldn't like them, and I wasn't ready to hear a single bad word about them. So having said that, Alex, what did you think?
I'm kind of offended. I like this band. The amount of time I listened to them was a fucking whirlwind. I feel like I just got shot out of a cannon trying to digest all of this. But they are super interesting. I'm looking forward to like cleansing my musical palette and coming back to them.
They are. I'm glad you enjoyed it. This was a lot. I had a feeling it would be a lot because I've heard out of all the albums we're discussing today, we're discussing every album and 2 EPs. There's some other like live stuff and there's 2 definitive EPs that we're also going to be discussing in addition to the albums. But I've heard all of them except maybe one, and I don't even remember if I've heard it or not. I didn't recognize it very much when I listen to it now, so I probably haven't heard it. But I've heard them all so many times, but I haven't gone back in a good amount of years, aside from like one or 2 albums and a few songs here and there. So going back, I forgot. I really, truly, believe it or not, I forgot how much dicking around there is.
A ton, but shifting to
a ton is being so nice about it.
It is like half an album, one album.
For a while, man, they'll just decide to like, all right, we're going to spend the next half hour not playing songs.
Like my notes look kind of sparse, but then I had to like, it's because like what is there to say about the dicking around stuff? It's this kind of this thing that's there and adds to the album. I'm not opposed to, some sort. I mean, one of my favorite albums is Francis the Mute, which features many a soundscape and dicking around things. But yeah, it is on the first album. They get a little better about it at the end there.
They certainly do. They get a lot better at the end. The first handful of albums, it's like, okay, this is a lot of dicking around. It's a lot of, you could tell they write their music by improvising and just jamming out together. So there's a lot of those rehearsal kind of tapes in there, unedited for some of them unedited, and other stuff that are just kooky, silly, crazy stuff. Some of it that I find weirdly brilliant. I do consider this band not only one of the most like devastating underrated bands in the world, but one of the smartest bands in history, one of the most like ingenious and inventive in terms of weirdo 90s-ness, indie stuff, borderline experimental. This is my favorite band. Like in terms of that, and it's not even a little bit closer. There's not a runner-up that's even within a few miles of it. I feel like if there was justice in the world, this band would be revered the same, if not more than Sonic Youth. I'd say more than Sonic Youth. Like this is that craziness done ingeniously. because they're all so amazing songwriters and they're all fucking crazy good musicians. And the one special thing about them that I've always found pretty amazing is they have 3 guitar players, bass, drums, 3 guitar players, 3 vocalists. And of 2 of those guitar players, they swap out. They play fucking banjo. They'll play, double bass. They'll play other random stuff. So every song has this weird, just crazy texture variety. And other times, I've never heard. I'm going on a tangent now. I've never heard a band with 3 guitars use 3 guitars like really. Other than maybe they're doing a bunch of harmonies. Cool. They're doing a bunch of harmonies. The way these guys do 3 guitars, it's like they're swapping and they're playing a line, and then it's like they're trading off little things here and there. And it's sometimes they're just, one guy is just fucking around, and that's the whole texture. He's doing that for the whole song. The other guy's doing all this crazy lead stuff. Another guy's doing it's really fascinating stuff. And it takes a lot of patience because it is a very strange and silly coat of paint. They're kooky. They're one of the kookiest bands we've ever covered.
Very, very dense stuff, and I'm shocked that they aren't really like your favorite band's favorite band type deal, because there's very innovative riffage going on, and yeah, I feel kind of no, that's not fair, but the same way I never heard of This Heat until this year, and This Heat is a little more renowned, but yeah, this Criminal, that I don't hear more bands talk about the Thinking Fellers, because I think if you're a math rock fan, if you're a noise rock fan, we kind of made our bread and butter with our Butthole Surfers episode. I think this is an easy band if you're into the Butthole Surfers. And yeah, there's this, they'll do this playing where I know there's other bands that do it, but I guess I kind of think of Don Cab type playing. And I don't know, it exists in this weird world of math rock, but then these guys will bring in so many other genres, and I wasn't expecting banjos, and the way they work in banjos and twangy stuff with noisy stuff, it's I could see how other bands would do that and maybe it'd be a little bit cringe, but with them it's just natural, and it makes 100% sense.
Makes ton of sense. Not just the banjos, but the viola. When they bring in viola, it's not just, when you think of a band bringing in a violin or viola, you think, okay, that's going to be the pretty little element. No, it's done in ways that it's not ugly. They rarely use it in an ugly way, but they do it in a way that feels very percussive. It just becomes the production on these albums varies pretty wildly, but you hear so many songs, it'll start up and be how the fuck does a band sound like that? It sounds like it's broken. They sound like a bunch of broken instruments, but they're playing this really catchy thing, and you're not really sure how they're making all these sounds, and then it'll come in together and it'll sound a little bit more full. A lot of the drums sound like just buckets, but then it's there's so many different things that are put into each of it. It sounds really finessed, but also thrown together. It's a combination of oh, these are geniuses that just rushed everything at the last minute. That's what it feels like a genius who didn't study. That's what it comes out as.
It is Beefheartian in that sense.
There are some songs that really sound like Beefheart, but overall, definitely a Beefheartian sort of I guess ethos. And yeah, they're from. We don't have a whole lot of backstory because this band is not really known. It's crazy. So one of the other things about this band was before starting this podcast, didn't know a soul other than my brother Robert who'd even heard of this band. No one knew this band. And early days of the pod, I would say I don't remember which episodes, but way back in the earliest, single double digit episodes, I would say I would reference them at some point, and I'd say if anybody is even heard of Thinking Fellas, I want to be your friend. And one point, one guy he contacted me and said, "Hey, I don't think," and little by little, more and more. And now when I posted on the Patreon, go to the Patreon, that we were covering them, everyone was very excited. So it's like, okay, finally, there's a little spot. We have a little pool here of Thinking Fellas fans. Hell yes. Because even music nerds, I'd meet legitimate music nerds, and they're like, nope. No idea. And that's fucking wrong.
Yeah, my not like I was socializing with everyone, but yeah, my days of seeing weird LA noise and math bands, I'd hear people talk about Magma, I've heard people talk about Beefheart, maybe a few other things I'm not thinking of. Never did I hear Thinking Fellers come up.
It's fucking insane to me, because not only we're talking about all the innovative things they did with performance and production and their just creativity, the songwriting, the amount of, hair-raising, gorgeous melodies and brilliant progressions. They're some of the best songwriters I've ever heard. That's like, because in the end, all the creativity and all the wackiness and all the interesting things that you're hearing, they don't hold up as long as just a song that you want to hear again, a song that feels good. And they have so many songs like that where they're just the most beautiful thing in the world. The songs that, like almost every album on here has at least one song that's like my favorite song of all time. Like they're that good. Are the albums also bloated with a bunch of bullshit? Yes, a lot of bullshit. But God damn it, it's fun, and some of the bullshit is actually pretty cool. That's my rationale.
Yeah, I can't wait to like be away from this and just kind of like soak these albums in, because I definitely think people should, pay attention to them, because you may miss some of the gorgeousness of it. But I think there is something to be said when you can be and listen to an album, and there's not a couple hundred, or maybe at this point a few thousand people waiting to hear what you like, where I can just kind of be like, always be thankful for the Ween episode, where like I wasn't, I may like even disagree with myself, but now like it's like soaked in, and like I'll just throw on Ween albums for fun now. I want to be there with this band.
Funny you mentioned Ween, because I didn't even think about that, but that's a perfect comparison band, where they don't sound like Ween at all. They don't even do what Ween does. Ween just sort of,
dude,
they do everything. They could have just, Ween just takes a genre and then Weenifies it. That's kind of what they do.
Ween sounds like pop music compared to this band. It's crazy.
Yes. This is way more difficult than Ween. So Ween does a thing where like they can take any genre and then make an amazing song out of it. They can just do it with anything. Thinking Fellers do their own fucking thing. And they take genres, they decide to do genres, but it doesn't, it's the genre, but it doesn't sound like the genre. Like when they do surf, or when they do like bluegrass or folk, it doesn't sound like what you think that should sound like. You could recognize the elements of it. You could put, they're playing it the way a folk man would, but it doesn't feel like it or sound like it. It's its own separate thing. And it sounds like Thinking Fellers. They are jangly, clanky, tripping over themselves, fumbling, broken, but absolutely ridiculously tight. And it's an oxymoron. Tight, but falling apart at the same time.
Yeah, they could have been like very clean and like a technically proficient. Not that, noise people aren't technically proficient, but
some aren't.
But yeah, they could have been a totally different band if they wanted to.
Totally different. And then there's I sent it to you a few days ago, because we're not going to be covering it here, but on, I forget which comp it is. I can find out in a couple seconds here if I'm not slow.
A live album, Porcelain Entertainments.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a compilation of like live stuff and other different versions of things, I think. We're not covering it here because of the live stuff and is a little bit extra, but it worth checking out. But I sent him, it's a live version of them playing like four songs from A Fistful of Dollars. So Morricone is one of our absolute favorites. He's the greatest, my opinion, the greatest my favorite film composer. And hearing them play Morricone and then doing it, just nailing it. They didn't think fellers it up. They just played it like beautifully. It's like, oh yeah, these guys are just amazing.
Yeah, that's what I mean by they could have been like a different, like this really tight, clean band, because the way they're playing that stuff, it does obviously it's not a full orchestra, and not that you need that for every Morricone thing, but yeah, you listen to that and there's this points where you like forget the type of band they are.
Yeah. The amount of range on here is astounding. There's stuff you could show anybody. You show your mom and she'll be like, oh, that's very beautiful. And then there's stuff that you shouldn't show anybody. It's all over the place. And it's very rare, despite how much I'm gushing about this band. It's hard to recommend full albums to like standard people. There's only like 2 records, I think, that's like safe to start with. Fans of the band already know which 2. There's 2 records that are safe, more or less pretty safe. Everything else, it's like, okay, it's going to get weird in there. But even then, I have such love for this band. This is really, one of my all-time favorite bands. And it's like, if I had to make a list and gun to my head, they would be in the top 5.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I love them. And the way that they've been like influenced me musically is pretty up. It's up there. But we have some notes here from my boy Tom Osman, who digs up dirt for us and hangs out with us, and he's a very cool man. Go support him. Right here, there's not a lot of dirt on this band, so we have some stuff from their website, and then some snippets from Mr. Mark Prindle's old record review website. That is how I found this band. Thank you for asking, Alex. Because how does one find this band? I found it through Mark Prindle's website, the same way I found a bunch of other great bands. Bunch of my favorite bands. He is a big fan. So I'm not going to read everything that he wrote because he's a very jokey writer. I'm just going to leave some snippets in there to kind of give an overview of the band. But he does put it. It is nice reading him again talking about this band, because it's not only do you not hear people talk about this band, but to hear someone who also appreciates just. Like, no, this is really smart. Even when it seems like bullshit and it's like messy and it's falling apart, like everything is so intentional. It's kind of like Polvo. They're kind of like Polvo in that sense. Polvo is a little bit more a band that's more put together though. But even then, like they kind of do this thing where the song falls apart and it sounds like they're just fucking around, but that's the riff. The riff is the fucking around. It's fun stuff. This is from the website. It says, Ann Eichelberg, Brian Hageman, I do not know how to pronounce that. And Mark Davies grew up in Iowa. Paul Bergman grows up in California. Hugh Schwartz grows up in Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Iowa. Jay Paget grows up in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, so we got Mark Davies on guitar, vocals, and a bunch of shit. We got Brian. I'm just going to say Brian because I can't pronounce his last name. I'm very sorry. On guitar, vocals, and a bunch of shit. We have Ann Eichelberg on bass, vocals, and some shit. I'm not as much as the other 2 do like the crazy stuff. Hugh Schwartz on guitar and vocals. Jay Paget would be their drummer after is it the 3rd album onward? I think it's the 3rd album. Yeah, the 3rd album onward. He's like their main drummer. Before that, Paul on drums also. Paul Bergman on drums. But the amount of instruments that they play, it's pretty crazy. I mean, mandolin, viola, synth, trombone, banjo, what the hell else? I mean, like each album has a bunch of different instruments listed, like French horn, organ, and then also which made it extra confusing. If you go to the first album, every member next to their name, it just says instruments. Like, okay, they play instruments. The website goes on to say from early to mid 80s, and Brian, Hugh, Mark, and Paul play in various bands in Iowa City, including Horny Genius, Total Fools, and Pink Gravy. Jay settles in San Francisco and plays guitar in Glorious Din. He relocates to Washington, D.C. 1986, and Brian and Mark move to San Francisco area and start band. Live together, crammed into one bedroom apartment in El Cerrito, spend time drinking generic burgundy, listening to two big band radio stations at the same time, and writing songs. Irate neighbor forces rehearsals out of garage and into Gilman Street Project. 1987, moved to Rambling House in Oakland next to Freeway Overpass, practice in the house. Paul moves to Bay Area and joins as drummer. Hugh moves to Oakland and joins band. Paul moves into the Oakland. I mean, the way this is written is so fucking nuts.
I love it. Just very brief to the point.
It's cold, hard facts, dude.
Is, yeah, it's like bullet points.
Yeah. Paul moves into Oakland House, beginning a 3-year stretch in which all 5 members live together and practice in the same house. Hugh, Brian, and Mark get drunk and rant about a group of hick armchair philosophers called the Thinking Flares Union Local 282. Band adopts the name in last-minute effort to name themselves before first show. We'll come up with something better later, is the quote. Play first show at the Gilman Street Project. Hilarious. So that's where the name came from. And you hear like them joking around, little snippets of that in like the rehearsal tapes on the albums.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a great name. Like, it's not even remotely close to any other band or performer.
Not even remotely. I guess the music matches it. So, and this is from Mark Prendle's website, which is a nice, kind sort of introduction. It says, Ticket Failures Union Local 282 are one of the most consistently innovative, thoughtful, and impressive bands in the world today in late 96. That was written in 1996, mind you. That's back when they were a modern band.
Retroactively trying to like give them their flowers. He's doing it in real time.
That was before their final album, too. Like that was when they were still active. They have 3 incredibly talented and fluent guitarists who often switch back and forth between mandolin, banjo, double bass, or whatever silly little non-electric guitar-esque instruments they find around. They write songs by throwing unconnected melodies against each other and altering them until the result is a beautiful cacophony of wonder and joy. And they have a pretty fun and ironic little sense of good humor. They also, perhaps unfortunately, perhaps not, firmly believe that some of their finest work comes from jam sessions, so they include poorly recorded little snippets of practice tapes masquerading as quote-unquote actual songs on most of their records. Don't worry though, life's too short. You could have died 15 minutes ago. Let things go. Their practice track music stuff is mostly pretty great and really doesn't need to be developed any further. That is actually a pretty overall, that's the whole band, really.
Yes. It's... Yeah, patient. It's weird because they're so short, but they happen so frequently where like patience definitely pays off. Like, I feel like I've done my homework now. That's part of the reason I'm excited to like revisit this band like months from now.
And I'm also glad that we're covering them at with episode 227. I wish we did at 282, but it would take several years to get to episode 282.
Yeah.
But we're doing it at episode 227 instead of episode 27 because Alex has been primed with weird, crazy music. Weirder, not like heavy music, weird music that he normally probably wouldn't have approached as kindly back then. So I think it's better we're doing them now.
That's the other thing. It's not that like I didn't have an interest, but it is like, it is daunting when you're just like listening to music like a normal person to just like sit down. It's still daunting, even doing it for the podcast, probably more so actually, but it's like homework. I have to do it. So then it's like, yeah, like I love Big Black now, but because of like previous associations, I don't know if I would have like sat down and just like appreciated them the way I should. And that's pretty much like Albini's whole career, which my love has been like, it's in real time on this podcast. Like,
yeah, we covered every Albini band in order up until his death.
So yeah, it was like this thing where like I wasn't opposed to it, but I guess it wasn't my lane per se. So
yeah, definitely.
Also, I think like I've always like, like I've listened to Don Cabin. I like Godspeed, and I think you can like kind of sell this band through that if you're like, do you want like a weirder Godspeed with
much weirder
zany vocals, like
zany vocals indeed. And speaking of vocals, so we got the main three, which is I don't know whose voice goes to which, other than Anne being the girl vocalist, obviously, but Mark and Brian do the other lead vocals. There's the quieter indie guy vocals. There's the really, really nerdy indie guy vocals, and then there's the girl. My personal favorite is whoever the fucking nerdy one is. I love his voice so much. I mean, like, I love them all, really, honestly. But there's something about his strange tone that fits the band so perfectly.
I don't even get attached to anything in this band. I think there are definitely things they fall back on, and they have their tendencies for sure. But after, like, the first album is such a whirlwind of different styles, and I'm like, I expect nothing. And
that's probably smart.
Yeah, and despite that, even late into the discography, they're doing things where, like, okay, I thought I knew you guys, but that, like, genuinely surprised me.
Definitely. Yeah. Band with no shortage of surprises. But I think it's finally time to start talking about the actual albums. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So for this first album, I'm going to leave the intro dicking around. I'm not going to leave the dicking around intro for every album, but I think for the first one, it's fair to just get an idea of this is what
Sure.
you first hear. This is what the world first heard with Thinking Fellers. I say world very lightly. So this, before I go into that, today we're covering 7 albums in 2 EPs.
I can't believe I did that.
Yeah. First album came out in 1988. Last one, 2001. And finally, we are ready to go. This is 1988, Warmed by Leonard. Fuck yeah, dude. So much of the band is this. But they're great, I swear.
Once you get to Hell Rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a blindsider. You hear this like, okay, we're in for a crazy, noisy band.
I mean, which is true.
It is true. But once we finish this shit and we get to the next track, you think, okay, oh, never mind, I was wrong. But you weren't completely wrong. They are like this, but they're not always like this.
You have to eat your feedback vegetables to enjoy the
exactly. You have to earn it.
The steak
earn those
of
beautiful melodies.
Yeah.
So that's the opener. And now we have music.
And I was hooked. I was like, this, I don't know if they'll ever write another riff like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's stuff that's similar, especially this little tail, where they'll just add this weird tail at the ends of riffs.
Because this is
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, this is one of their prettiest riffs, and there are pretty riffs throughout, but like, I think this does kind of fall into, like, you could show this song to almost anyone.
Yeah, almost anybody. This is just remarkable.
Yeah,
and go ahead.
Like the choice to do like hand drums instead of a drum kit, and this is pretty much like the first, like, the introduction to the band.
Yeah, it stays at this level the whole time. I want to get to some vocals, but I don't know if we're going to get there.
I don't remember what their name was, but on the Beth Gibbons tour, these two guys and I feel like they were kind of trying to do something like this, but more mainstream, like this,
right.
Like this style of guitar playing.
Yeah. Finally, we get vocals halfway through the song.
And like, they're high-pitched vocals, but you could argue they're funny, but I think they work in the context of the song.
I think they're wonderful. I think they're absolutely wonderful. And as far as debut albums go, I mean, Jesus, this is a beast. It's not perfect, but god damn, some stuff here is incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of debut albums that don't like bands change so much, and I think they do change, but this does get you like primed for the band.
Yeah, this is it's not, I wouldn't tell people to start with this one, but if you happen to hear this, you get a pretty good idea of what the band is overall, even though they get a lot more reined in, a lot more cohesive later on.
Mhm.
But the parts where I find to be just like, I mean, it's genius stuff. Milva Spectre, because you get this fucking broken, malfunctioning bass with these absolutely gorgeous robot vocals.
Mhm.
It's the most lo-fi, shitty sounding things, but it's absolutely wonderful. And it's such a well-rounded and resonant song. But the presentation is, how the fuck who decides to do that? It's so strange.
Yeah, it is very like strange and like meandering a little bit. Not in a bad way, but like I was still like trying to figure them out. Like, are they like a post-rock band? Are they like a punky band? And the answer is yes.
More or less, they do it all. Yeah, there's just so many things that can be described as a bizarre main riff, like the main riff to I Don't Know. It's just so full of wrong notes, strange harmonies, odd drum choices. And then there's a section around 50 seconds in where it turns into like Broken Nightmare swing with this really cool bass line. It's just all over.
Yeah, I thought there were times where I was like, okay, this is like one of those dark post-rock songs where they're talking instead of singing, but then there are these like zany sections and snarly vocals, which I don't think I've ever heard. Like I can't think of like a band where it's like they're playing like Slint stuff and then it takes this hard pivot to like zany, snarly vocals.
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of left turns like that, really all over the place. One of the more epic songs on the album is Nipper, which, man, that is a fun fucking song. It's maniacal, fast-spoken word.
I was gonna say, must be a beast / exhausting to talk that song live.
I wonder if they even did, because it's like,
I don't know. I believe in them. They had to have done it live.
Yeah. So it's like telling the story of a dog, and it's just a long. I mean, it's a long ass thing. I would say
the Nipper is a smaller dog, and it climaxes in Nipper attacking a much bigger dog.
It's this paranoid, tight, awesome kind of driving riff, and then after like first it comes in at 220, and then it starts doing it like every minute after that, where it'll just slow down and it'll go into this kind of swing feel, and then it builds up to this crazy, evil, heavy thing, and then it breaks, and then it starts up again. It does it like a few times, and then it ends with this loungy, like the range in this song alone is so wild, to go from this really unsettling, paranoid, but fast and energetic thing to this swing stuff and this loungy stuff. But it doesn't sound like, as much as I love Bungle, it doesn't sound like a Bungle thing where they're just like, okay, now we're gonna go to this genre, now we're going to go to this extreme genre. It somehow fits.
Yeah, it all like fades, not the right word, but yeah, it like overlaps, and it doesn't feel like harsh. It's just all kind of, they make it work as this seamless thing.
Even though a lot of the sounds are jarring, and maybe they'll come with a big old loud feedbacky thing out of nowhere, the genre jumps are rarely jarring, I would say, because like we said earlier, it all feels like Thinking Fellers. So whenever they do this crazy genre switch, it still just feels like them doing what they do, which is pretty interesting how they do that. I mean, I don't know how one does that other than just having such a characteristic sound.
Especially like early 90s, late 80s, early 90s is this. Because, yeah, now you can use the internet to find weirdos. But to meet also like-minded people who want to play this it's crazy to me.
It's absolutely impossible. I mean, it somehow feels like that you find people with less diverse tastes as we've gotten more access.
I was going to say, you can't even do it with the internet.
Yeah. It's really hard to find people who can play, who like not just know their stuff, but are interested in playing something different. Everyone wants to sound like a thing, which is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But this is also not perfect. I mean, the dicking around stuff, like a serious matter. I mean, come on, I can't defend that. I can't defend that one.
No, yeah, that's like, I think that's like the first one that kind of lost me a little. Well, yeah, it kind of lost me a little bit.
Yeah, that one I could also do without indigestion, both in real life and on the album. And the last couple tracks, Fat Christmas and Not in the Poppy Dimension. So I will say that because those are technically the closer, the closers. It takes them a while to figure out closers. It takes them a while to actually come up with a good closer. It's like a while.
Yeah, I will say about Fat Christmas is it's amazing how they made that sound like the Beatles outtakes or like the Beatles dicking around songs when they're this like in the studio and they're like, oh no, an octopus's garden, and it actually, well, in my head I'm like, holy shit, they really like. It's such a weird thing to compliment and comment on, but I'm like, they really nailed that very like specific kind of hanging out in the studio vibe.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. And that's not the only time they'll kind of nail that aesthetic, not aesthetic, but I don't know, impression vibe, whatever. Also, apologies for my voice. I am sick right now, and right now the congestion's getting real bad. It's like, oh no, I can't breathe at all now. I started the episode being able to breathe. Now I can't breathe.
I was listening to this album while waiting for a plane, and I think due to like how fucking dry and the shitty air, like this has never happened to me. It's just like my throat was so dry. I had a beverage, but I just was like coughing uncontrollably, and some nice woman gave me a Ricola. So
nice.
Shout out to that lady for like, she was just like, yeah, no, the water it's not going to do anything. Don't tell me thank you. Just take the Ricola. I was like, all right.
Don't tell me thank you. That's crazy talk.
She knew how much I was like suffering. She's like, don't talk. Just like, so, sorry, I thought about that. I will say there's a cover song on here, and it took me. Is it the Carpenters' Superstar?
Oh, is that what it is? That makes sense. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild though.
It took me a while to realize what was going on, and then a certain voice, I was like, oh, okay. Well, I think it's the Carpenters, but also disturbing.
Yeah, it's dark, but it is really nice.
Or I guess the Carpenters version was the one that got popular.
Okay.
So that is a cover song as well. Cover songs within cover songs. Okay. Got to the
so it's a cover of a cover.
Yeah, so Delaney and Bonnie was the first version. I guess that didn't really take off. But then like the Carpenters.
Got it.
2 years, 3 years later made it a big song. Imagine music still worked like that.
Dude, there's another song that we covered it like a few years ago that was like that, where it was Big Star.
Oh yeah.
Big Star with On the Street. Is that what it's called? And then fucking Cheap Trick did it and made it all famous.
Yeah, and then I feel
On the Street.
I feel like that 70s show, like, well, that's like decades though, but
they chose the Cheap Trick version and then they changed it to some new cover. It's like, really? Big Star's getting the shot fucking double over? Oh, terrible.
Hate to hear it.
But this is a good debut. It's a parts of it are rough. Parts of it are very inaccessible. Skip the tracks because the songs that are great are really incredible.
Also, for brevity, it like introduces you to like everything they will do. Like Trevor, you have like the twangy country stuff. Squitter Boy is like firmly planted in Beefheart. And then like you get like the Link Ray surf guitars in Out of the Kitchen. And it's just like the whole album does touch on these things that will like recur throughout their career.
I agree with all that. And all things that we probably can't say about the next album, which I find very strange because this album kind of sets the template for the band almost. But yeah, some of the rehearsal stuff is overkill, and the length. A lot of these albums are very long. The length definitely hurts it more than it helps it, but the originality is nuts. The amount of good on here is absolutely worth it. Skip around if you don't have the patience for the dicking around. It's worth it. And as a one little final note, because the world sucks and people don't understand and don't appreciate because I just have no patience for the world. All Music, what is that? 2 out of 5 stars. Encyclopedia of Popular Music, 2 out of 5 stars. Spin, 6 out of 10. You're out of your fucking mind. Like you're just brain dead. That's all that is. Oh boy. All right, but anyway,
I am like surprised. Well, All Music's usually pretty good, but I'm like surprised they even have like an All Music entry and reviews up. I think that's pretty like, you may not agree with it, but I don't know. I think that's pretty cool because that's how I used to discover music, was just fucking around on all, like, man, All Music was cool before you could. I guess I could have gone on forums, but my thing was like this, looking around on All Music.
Alex's All Music. Mine was Mark Prindle's record review website. I mean, truly, like so many good stuff on there. So this before we move on, this little note here from the website says band befriends Jay, who plays with World of Pooh and Archipelago Brewing Company, begin long recording relationship with Greg Freeman, put out first cassette, Worn by Leonard, 10-day tour of the Northwest in the fall. Look at that. 10-day tour.
Yeah. I feel like now it's rare that bands will do like just tour this part of the country, take a little breather, then that part of the country. Although,
yeah,
Baroness is, I feel like they're making up for lost time. They're doing a West Coast tour, so I'm very excited to see them again.
Oh, really?
Yep. Next month in September.
Interesting. Also, that just reminded me, this is completely unrelated, but I'm angry. I ranted about it in the most recent Patreon bonus episode that I did solo. So I was so excited to see Secret Chiefs 3 on their upcoming, on the current tour. I bought tickets way in advance. Looking forward to it. I was going to take a nice long drive out to the venue. I see a post from Trace Bruins saying that they were kicked off the tour and they weren't told why by Budos Band. Budos Band can fucking blow me. And the speculation, I'm not even kidding, is that Secret Chiefs were upstaging them every night and they didn't want them on the tour anymore.
That's some petty shit.
Petty shit. Also, if maybe it's not the reason, but to also kick a band off the tour and not give them a reason, that's kind of fishy. So fuck them for that. But if it is the reason, it just proves that you ain't shit. If you're not motivated and pushed, like, okay, we got to step our fucking game up. Your solution is to kick them off the tour. Eat shit.
I would just be stoked. I'd eat some like humble pie and like, yeah, we need to tighten shit up. We need to get better. But I would just be like, how often do you hear that? And like you used to hear it, like Metallica would like beat the shit out of Ozzy's set every night. He didn't kick him off. Well, Ozzy's very financially stable, but
but also like you hear other stories of other bands doing that, other big bands doing that. Like I can't cite any, but I've heard stories. And so I get this news. I'm super disappointed. So I go to good old reliable Ticketmaster to get a refund.
Nope, you can't do that.
The event wasn't canceled, so no refund, buddy. I was furious. I said something very eloquent, but very hurtful to the person I was chatting with, their representative. And then, so the only possible solution for me after that is they let you sell the tickets.
Oh, that's right.
And hopefully someone buys. So I thought, fucking whatever. So I sorry for the rant. Fine, I'll sell the tickets. A few hours later, they both sell. Amazing, right? No.
They take a piece.
They tax you. I had to submit tax information. They're taxing my fucking refund. Oh, dude. I hate Ticketmaster.
Most people, I'm like, they need jobs. They just work for the company. They aren't like representatives of that company. But Ticketmaster is so fucking evil. I'm like, if you work for Ticketmaster, you work for the evil empire.
Dude, I was totally of that camp before, what you just said before. I would, even though they were working for the empire or whatever, I'm not going to be a dick. I've been dicks to people, to representatives before when they're being difficult and like frustrating, but I'm not an asshole, more or less. So get benefit of the doubt. Their response, so at first I had to deal with a fucking AI bot, and then I dealt with a person. The person was more rude than the chat bot, and that's when I was like, okay, go fuck yourself. I was a little bit nastier after that.
Short version of this story: I bought TFUL tickets. Didn't say anything about me buying an obstructed view. Purchase it. Get the tickets. Obstructed view. I'm mad as hell. I'm trying to get refunds. And this was a month-long journey. This is something people with jobs can't do. I didn't have a job at the time. Joke's on them. A Ticketmaster representative told me I should be happy I'm going to a sold-out concert.
That fucking dumb fuck. Ooh, I got no love. I got no love for them.
And it's just like that kind of line. Like, unless someone's standing there with a gun to their head, like she said that of her own
yeah, that's why I got mad, because I give you an opportunity to be a person, to just be a person, be like, I know it's a policy, it sucks, I'm sorry about that,
exactly,
be a person. But no, they're like doubling down as if they believed it. They double down like, oh wait, no, fuck you, actually, no, fuck you.
It's a fucking cult, man. Yeah,
crazy. So in other words, we've got to boycott or murder Ticketmaster.
The thing that upsets me is Taylor Swift could end this. She could destroy that fucking company. And they've done her dirty, and she fucking doesn't.
She's as bad as the worst of them. She is, when you get to that echelon, she's not even a person.
That's a different conversation. But no, I agreed to some level, because she could turn her fans on them and they would fucking riot. And she has like the infrastructure that she probably could start her own Ticketmaster thing, and she fucking doesn't. But we're way off topic.
Well, we have the second best thing, Alex. We have our fans, Swifties. Go get them. No more Ticketmaster. Boycott them. You heard it.
You can't, that's the thing. If you like live music, you can't boycott Ticketmaster. It's fucking impossible.
That is why I love Swans. I believe they circumnavigated Live Nation completely, which is probably not a very easy thing to do. Because last time I saw them, and then I have tickets for their upcoming tour, and both times not their Live Nation.
They might own that venue in Highland Park. Live Nation. That's the other thing.
That would be nasty.
That's the other thing. They own like 90% of the venues.
That is a monopoly. That's the thing that we don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. All right. Moving on. We're already an hour. We've talked about one of the 9 albums we have to talk about today.
Shit. Okay. Yeah.
Moving on. This is 1989's Tangle.
This did throw me off. This is a nice normal shuffle beat.
It's a little, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a little,
yeah.
It is very quirky.
Like somehow a weirder noise song. Like that guitar tone makes me think of noise.
Yeah. That's the nerdy singer that I love.
And then we do get homeless man screaming vocals.
This is I think this is like their weakest opener ever. It's a very unusual way to open out.
It's so
as
weird.
Much as I want to talk
how,
see about this band, we have to wrap it up.
Yeah,
because we got a lot to talk about.
It is so funny an abnormal band to be like that is an abnormal opener,
Yes.
but you're right.
Yeah. And this I'm giving Worsley's favorite.
I'm gonna agree with you. There's this not much for me to sink my teeth into on this one the way others are.
This, I thought I heard this before. I guess I probably heard it once years and years ago, over a decade ago, and just never went back to it because this all felt new to me. And it's the only Thinking Fellers album, only Thinking Fellers record that doesn't really sound like Thinking Fellers. Like this is their experimental album. It's like full on experimental. A band that is known for doing so many experimental things. This is the one that's like, Jesus Christ.
I didn't know what I was going to give worst, least favorite to, and I had to like think about everything. And then I was just like, even like, yeah, like if this is on, it's fine, but it's just the one I have like the less feelings about. There's some cool shit here, but I think other albums just have songs where it's like that. It's like undeniable.
Exactly that. So this doesn't have a whole lot of things that I don't like. I like pretty much everything on here. It's that the things that are good aren't nearly as good as everything else on other albums. Like there aren't any, like not one of my favorite songs of all times is on this album. Whereas I can say that about almost every other album. Like
I think the strongest song on here is "It Wasn't Me," not the Shaggy version.
Not the Shaggy version. It's a fun song. It's fun and kooky. It has that kind of like a theremin sounding whistling stuff on there.
Yep, and then it's like kind of a western, and you get this like galloping drum beat to it. It's fun stuff.
I also like What Time Is It, which is a little bit no wave sounding. It has like these really busy hi-hats and slightly out of tune notes.
It does have
has a little bit more bite than some of the other songs.
Yeah, it does have like this industrial feel to it.
Yeah. And another thing, talking about how they kind of just jump into a genre from time to time. Cold, Cold, Cold Ground is a blues song, which I wasn't expecting. It's Thinking Fellers doing blues.
Yeah, I wrote garbage blues music, complimentary, like in that it sounds like trash music, like they're playing trash.
Yeah, they're playing garbage cans.
Like literal trash.
Yeah, I think was it the band Skeleton Key? They use a lot of like garbage and like metal, and they just throw shit. It's like they use trash cans as drums. It's a fun band, but
I think there's like a story about like Tom Waits for some song. He had like someone use like a 2x4 to hit something for percussion.
That sounds about right. Also, Swans did plenty of that too in the early days. But Tom Waits is very like, oh yeah, he definitely plays with trash. The dude loves trash.
Have you heard his voice? Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do when you're sick. Yeah, there's some other stuff like Choke the Closer, where it's like I'm okay with it, but it is rough. Like there's so much haphazardness in this whole album where you can't really latch on anything. Everything is very floaty and loose. They're not really, they don't really feel like, some of them feel like songs, but most of them don't. They just kind of feel like pieces.
Like Choke is some like nice guitar playing, but it's not as nice as Hell Rules. So
no, yeah, it's actually some of the nicest guitar playing on the whole album, but it's still not even close to as good as some of the highs from the debut. And there's like still some also fun stuff like Sports Car with this dirty bass line. It's not like it's a flawed song, but it is cool. Like most things on here are flawed but cool. The stuff that I don't really have any tolerance for is like of Toes Yark and Keeps Repeating, which is, this is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, really.
I kind of like it keeps repeating. It's this it's this zany noise. The gruff vocals are funny, so
there is a lot of funny too. That's so even though a lot of the dicking around is like, all right, that's a lot. Some of it is like, okay, that's actually funny. It's not good for multiple listens, but if you're, it's not like a bad idea to put that there. It's not like a terrible track. And there's a lot of funny on here. There's a lot of, I mean, it is the most experimental for a band that's already super weird. It's just so brutally inaccessible.
I think it just, obviously, because inaccessibility is not really a problem for us, it's just not as memorable as other things. I think there's an album that is like really bloated eventually, but that one has some great songs on it. So
it's exactly that. It's a diverse album. It's extremely inventive and unexpected, but it's just not that pleasant to listen to, I think, overall.
You could argue the whole discography is not pleasant to listen, but depending on I get what you're saying though.
Depending on who you ask, and depending on certain songs, some songs are straight up undeniable. Like that is pure beauty, even if maybe the band isn't your thing. But both of our worst and least favorites. As for some of the time period around this album, this is, I guess, it's technically they're considered their first album because Worn by Leonard was a cassette, but that doesn't matter here. It's a second album. But according to the website, it says dismal 2-week tour of the Southwest. I guess it didn't go well. In 1990, Paul leaves band due to family commitments. Jay joins as drummer upon collapse of World of Pooh. First nationwide tour in summer. Signed with Matador Records in New York. Released 2x4's single on Nuff Said. Also released the Natural Finger single on Ajax. Now, they are signed to Matador, and this is where shit changes.
Which is like mind-blowing that this band I've never heard other bands talk about, only heard you reference, is like that's a big label for a band like this.
Yeah, it is. And the fact that they were on it for so long, it's like, God bless them, man. Hell yeah. Someone at that label really really got it. They really got it, because the fact that these albums got to be made despite their absolute insanity. It's a tough sell, and I'm glad they exist.
Also beautiful that they're streaming. Like, how many fucking random weird bands have we done where they don't have much streaming at all?
Dude, before the era of streaming, which is when I discovered this band, getting these albums was not easy. I downloaded what I could online, and then certain stuff, no, I had to go out and physically buy stuff. I remember going to Amoeba Records and seeing one of the albums that we're going to be talking about later on. I also bought Worn by Leonard eventually on CD at Amoeba, but another album I think I bought first, and I saw it. I was like, no fucking way, because I was searching forever for that album and couldn't find it. And I saw it, and yeah, we'll talk about it more when we get there. But
I miss that feeling.
It's nothing like it, and it's never coming back.
You can't replicate it. You just like, maybe if you're like really specific and you have this like certain lists, but the internet has just made it like it's good and bad overall. Like, I remember finding Stag when it was out of print from the Melvins. Oh, dude, what a day!
Oh, what a day, dude! God damn! I went to grab my my physical copies because it's not every day you get to pull out CDs anymore. And this is my Worn by Leonard.
Oh, you kept the sticker on. Look how cheap. $5.
$5. That's how much it costs. I mean, my autofocus is not on, so you can't really see it. It was $5 used. All these were like, dude, the other ones were cheaper. The other ones were like $4.
Dude, I love that when you find these like things that feel legendary to you and it's like a steal, you can afford it.
And the funny thing about this, aside from finding what looks like a dead bug inside of it, the back where it usually has the track listing, it just has the band members' names because there's too many fucking songs to list.
Hell yeah! Although I'd argue you could make it fit on a CD, but
you definitely can.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very happy that I have these. But We'll talk about the others when we get to them. Ready to move on?
I'm ready.
Hell yeah. This is 1991's Lovelyville.
Now we're in business.
This is really fun. Well, if you like noise rock, it's fun.
Yes.
And if you don't like noise rock, I don't know why you're still listening to this episode.
There's really no reason to be here.
But also good on you.
Yeah, being open-minded. So it's still lots of samples and crazy stuff and weird breaks, strange arrangements, but with solid hooks. I want to get to the section at a minute 30 because it just turns the song. Like you feel like you know what you're getting into. This is fun. This is noisy. This is energetic. The turn just shows the range in their skill as songwriters. It's not like the song becomes easy listening. It's the songwriting change. It's after this little verse. A metal band would have killed to have that riff.
Hey, isn't this album or they start doing metal riffs.
I mean, this fucking rules. So that's what I mean about the songwriting range.
Like, you think you're getting a bunch of quirky, wacky indie guys, but they pull out some fucking riffs, dude.
Hell yeah, they do. Yeah, and then like talking about like blending genres, Nail in the Head is like the guitar tones have this like Western vibe to them, but then they bring in these like noir type horns, and
yeah,
we've talked where it's like sounds like a car like blaring by in like a cartoon like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a foghorn almost.
yeah.
The Nail in the Head is not the first, but like the first really prominent Morricone inspired thing, which is why I had to send you that track of them playing the Fistful of Dollars stuff, because you get stuff like this and you know, like, oh, they're big Morricone fans, obviously.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's yet another big stylistic jump, like just in arrangement wise, where it just sort of revolves around this very simple, this really simple riff, but it's just beautiful stuff.
Also, listening to Green Eyed Lady, that made me think of Brainiac, and I wonder if they ever like interacted with Brainiac.
Oh yeah, I wonder. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder who they toured with. Just so okay, before we go into too many individual songs, this goes back to the formula of the first album, where it's like, oh, we're gonna start up with a bunch of kick-ass songs, and then we're gonna flood the back half with just a bunch of bullshit. Some of this bullshit, I think, is for some reason so goddamn good. And one of them, it's track 2, Not This World. I don't know why I am in love with this shit. I love the way it sounds. I can't describe possibly what it is. I'm going to put on a couple of seconds because it is, and I mean this, ridiculous.
I'm fixing to fix myself a sandwich. Would you mind shutting your fucking mouth?
I love this riff, whatever you call it. What the fuck is that?
Like disturbing spider music. I don't know.
But it's so wacky. It's so wacky. I feel like it should be in a like an old like Animaniacs cartoon or something.
It does sound like that, yeah.
Yeah. Or like, you know, old school Cartoon Network and Ed and Eddie. It feels like it would fit in there. Wonderful stuff. It's beautiful.
That's the sound of the 90s for some reason.
Yeah. A bygone era. What other great fucking songs on here?
A long stretch, like Mother Uncle to Push is this all filler, like blink and you'll miss it.
Oh yeah, very brief tracks.
Yeah, more Glee is crazy because it's. I wouldn't use the term like alt rock really until that song, but then they have like the metal parts, and it's almost like these over the top metal vocals that almost feels like they're mocking metal singers in a way. And
That
then,
song,
220. There's like this brief shredding part that's so fucking cool.
dude, that song has so much stuff. That's like the opening of it is like exactly the sound I think of when I think of Thank You Fellers, or just this bizarre, sloppy, broken but catchy thing. And then there's another section around 245. This big breakdown with all this laughing, and and then the section that follows that is super fucking great. I mean, it's a cool ass song. It's a very wild song.
Yeah, I also like Sinking Boats because
Hell yes.
it's nice to have this kind of more rockin' song, or at least rockin' for them. And then they like bring in these eerie parts, and it's really neat.
It's great. It's one of the best here for sure. It has more the viola and a little bit more on the noir side of things. We got Motor and Flurry Jenkins, which is I guess a continuation of Motory Flurry Henderson from the debut.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah, it does have these like cool metallic guitar tones in it.
It's a weird one. It has like squeaks instead of vocals, but I like it. I like it a lot.
And then if we still did playlist, you best believe 2x4s would be on there.
Really? Are you saying you like it more than Metallica's version?
Obviously. Although, the Metallica version. Not even the same song, but.
No, they're not the same song. But it is great. It's a great song.
Yeah, I feel like a song like 2x4s is where they're at their best, where they're kind of blending a million genres together, but it's not. I mean, it's overbearing, but not like overbearing for weirdos.
No, not overbearing for especially the weirdest of weirdos. After that, we got Nothing Solid, which is it's a good song. I mean, the vocals are pretty annoying, but it's a little bit on the sludgy side. It's very lethargic.
I was gonna say probably their only like sludge song or song, but then they do bring in these like almost like free jazz lounge music parts. They're insane. They're not. They're not operating at the same level as normal people.
Definitely not. The only thing about that song is that the shouted vocals. I find I could probably see people getting annoyed by them, but I do like the song quite a bit. After that, we have the whole rest of the album, which is like, all right, what happened? What happened, guys?
It's fucking. Yeah.
It's like 7 tracks in a row. It's like, okay, all of these could have been cut. 7 in a row. It ends on such a weak note.
I don't know if Wikipedia's to be believed, but apparently those are off something called Crowded Dapper.
The Crowded Diaper?
Crowded Diaper.
I don't know what that means. It's on Wikipedia. It's listed as right. Okay, so now I get it. I didn't know this. They're all bonus tracks. Look at that.
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
That changes fucking everything.
Yeah.
All my years listening to this band, I didn't know that. The album technically ends. My voice cracked right there because I'm sick, not because I'm going through puberty. It ends at Nothing Solid. So in other words, this album fucking rules.
Yeah, pretty. I don't want to say flawless because there is that 1, 2, 3, 4. Which, in the scheme of things, it adds up to 2 minutes.
It's not so bad.
That ain't shit.
That ain't shit. Yeah, and I'm still mostly fine with them.
My view on the album, though, but yes.
Yeah, that does definitely changed. Interesting. Also, apparently, Green Eyed Lady, it's a cover by Sugarloaf.
Like, if I heard the original, I'd probably. They're so good at that.
Yeah, I have no idea who Sugarloaf is.
The song is featured in the 1997 comedy film Home Alone 3.
Oh man, have you ever seen that one?
Yeah, I remember.
Me too.
A theater was doing a double showing of the animated film Anastasia and Home Alone 3 and my mom took a bunch of kids because it was me, my sister, and her friends. She's like, double feature. It used to be affordable to take a bunch of kids to the movies, not anymore.
Oh, no. Nothing's affordable anymore, which is pretty
and
wild.
they weren't doing it, and she had to like kind of yell at the theater owner because they were advertising. Yeah, whatever.
The point is, you got what you needed. You got to see Home Alone 3.
I got to see Home Alone 3. That's the only time I ever watched it. I think about it to this day. I remember it very fondly. Not even the movie. Not even the movie.
The experience.
Just the day. Yeah.
Yeah. So even better. I mean, this is a great album that I'm now shown is even better.
Even more reason for me to decompress from this and listen to it later.
Yeah. This is I'd say this is their first truly great album and the one that kind of sets the bar for everything else. Like the first two had rough moments. The first one was really good. Second one was not as good. This one sets the bar and it's like, okay, if you can maintain this or come close, and baby, in my opinion, they do, and they go past it. Like that's why I love this band so damn much. But this from their website says 1991 released Lovelyville on Matador, 6-week US tour in summer, followed by a 4-week tour in the fall, split single on Nuff Said of Thank You Union Local 282, and Sun City Girls covering Carolina songs. Big Sun City Girls fan. I haven't listened to them in a long time though.
They did keep popping up in the like recommended. Like if you're listening to this album, you should listen to Sun City Girls.
They have 1,000 albums, and they are like Thank You Fellers way out, but I think they're crazier. They're much crazier. They're really hard to keep track of. If my favorite album of theirs, I've only heard a few, but I return to it repeatedly. Is actually, and it's really sad. It's their last album. It came out in 2010 called Funeral Mariachi. And it's their last album because the drummer died and they just broke up the band after he died. It's a very somber album, but it's very good. It's very good.
Also, I do have a soft spot for bands breaking up when drummers die. It's just, you don't hear it too much.
Yeah, there's even like not that much drumming on the album because he was sick. So it's like a very somber album, but damn, I need to go back to that one. I listen to that one more times than I can count.
They don't have too many. Well, if you just do studio albums, it doesn't look that bad. So of course they did. Of course they worked with Harmony Korine. Of course they fucking did.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yep.
Spring Break forever, y'all.
Yeah. AllMusic gave this 4.5 stars. And Robert Christgau, our favorite person to hate, gave it a B-.
That's good
bump
for
that
him.
Up about it. Bump that up to an A, flat A. I'll be happy.
Starting shit. Found out he loves starting shit. He loved being the story.
I'm not surprised. Something about his writing style makes me feel makes all too much sense. But
it's his last name too. You shouldn't judge people by their names, but him.
You can.
I think you're allowed to. Yeah.
Yeah. But moving on. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is a big one, folks. This is 1992's Mother of All Saints.
God, that fucking goes so hard, though.
Yep. Their fucking tone is unmatched. It's so characteristic. Oh, that bass line there.
This could be like a Meshuggah song.
Yeah, it's a little sloppy, but it has like the wildness and
like
arrangements.
those like mathy like
It chugs.
This can't stop that drummer.
Nope.
Oh, the metal chut.
Yeah, really metal arrangements. And then this is so weird.
Nobody sounds like this right here.
No one. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at it. That's a riff. That's a riff.
But it's played wrong, yeah. Or wrong in quotation marks.
It's like just clang and siren sounds, but that's the riff.
It's just funny how much
It's great.
we're just like, this is fucking amazing. Let's listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, because this part, it changes again where it gets pretty. The range, dude. The range, like
those vocals. I know you haven't listened to her, but I'm assuming someone over those vocals remind me of like Marnie Stern vocals. She has this like very unique way of singing. They kind of remind me of that.
Man, this album. This is the first Thinking Fellers album I ever heard.
Yeah.
And it didn't sell me when I was, I don't remember how old I was, 14, 15?
This
maybe.
This is like an album, like if you're a fan, like you can appreciate it. And I don't even know if I'm there yet personally. But like this is not a good introduction album because there's
a black hole of dicking around on this album.
So much of it where I like contemplated giving it negative accolades. But then I was just like, with songs like Gentleman's Lament.
Oh, dude.
And
Forget
Star
about
Trek. Yeah, you can't. So like this is like once you're indoctrinated into the band and like you're sold, like yes, then and maybe you take like bits and pieces from this, but you take it as a whole once you're like completely sold on the band.
I agree with that wholeheartedly because this is I spent 50 minutes gushing about how they're one of my favorite bands of all time. And I was not sold. This is the first time I heard from them. It took me, I'm not kidding, like maybe a year or two to listen to any other album of theirs. Like I started with this one and I liked it. I liked it plenty, but I wasn't like, oh, this isn't my favorite band ever. The stuff here, the stuff that's good is fucking crazy good. But like you said, the amount of fucking bloat on here, it's one of the worst. I think it might be their worst album in terms of being bloated. And I'm another being honest here. Before starting this episode, because I had forgotten what Tangle sounds like, this would have been my worst.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. I as someone who's new, I had that thought this because the amount of bloat to it, but I think even with that bloat, there's very memorable things and amazing songwriting going on where I think Tangled, like I said, it's not bad, it's just not as memorable as everything else.
Some of these songs are just crazy memorable. Like the first chunk of songs, Catcher, it's a similar feel to Nipper from the debut, where it's this fast kind of like energetic, kind of kooky, or a little bit almost paranoid sounding, a little bit frantic, but it has these rolling toms, and then it goes through these crazy breaks. I only describe it as it feels like you're standing in the middle of a factory. I don't know how else to describe those breaks with a bum, bum, bum. Like it sounds like machinery beeping.
Yeah,
but that's like their breakdown. That's like their chorus. Like I don't even know how else to describe it.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like that song looks normal after you hear Hornet's Heart, which is like they're working with these string instruments that kind of sound like Chinese string instruments. And
they are. Yeah.
It's oddly fun, but still weird. And it's just, it's almost alien the way they've mashed all these different sounds together.
It's viola, and I think it's called an erhu. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but it's a Chinese string instrument.
Okay. So I'm not crazy.
It's like the strings almost sound like an old lady whining. Like I don't even, I'm gonna put on a couple of seconds of Hornet's Heart because listen to this intro.
Someone once explained to me why Chinese instruments kind of sound out of tune, and I forget why, but there's like a reason.
They use microtones.
So they don't use traditional scales the way the West does.
Mm-hmm.
Their instruments they find notes between notes. Indian music has a lot of that. Asian music has a lot of that. That's what you hear a lot of like wiggly vocals and stuff in indie music, and I think you know what I mean.
Yeah,
because of the microtones. But yeah,
Now I
it's
know.
very cool.
Also, I thought Star Trek would sound like sci-fi, but it's one of their like pretty much like an instrumental that invokes like surf music, but through that thinking feller's lens.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's so many interesting things going on. It's a great main riff to that one. There's a million moving parts to it. So to go back a little bit to this being a bad introduction album, I remember because at the time this had been the only album that I heard from them. I still liked it. I still listened to it a bunch. I just didn't fall in love with the band, but I did like it. I put it on with a group of friends over, and by the time Hornet's Heart came on with the vocals where he comes in, he basically comes in singing like that. That's when one of my friends is like, "What the fuck are we listening to, dude?" Like, all right. Maybe you weren't ready for this. This is going to be this is a tough sell for most people. A lot of this, even the great stuff here.
Look, 50% of the bands we've done on this podcast, I probably at one point in my life heard and I didn't understand it, but I understand it now. And one of my favorites, Neurosis, I didn't understand them for a long time, and then this made sense. It happens, but we're here now.
Yeah, definitely. As long as we get there. This has two of my all-time favorite Thank You Feller songs. One more than the other for sure, but Hummingbird and Cube of Ice is amazing.
Yes, I said, yeah, one of my favorite songs on the album. They have their sound, but then this one is like kind of blending like almost like dancey punk music in a way.
Oh.
But it's not like a traditionally dancey song. It's this, they're doing what they do where they're like dissecting genres and like injecting it into their worldview.
It is a very percussive riff. It's evil and odd, and there's even, it's like if the Beatles were having a very, very, very badass trip doing the vocal harmonies, that's what the vocal harmonies sound like on that one.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. My other favorite, and it's easily one of my favorite songs of all time, Cistern, baby. Cistern. That is genius. Perfect. It's a perfect fucking song. I mean, unbelievable. I never heard anything like it.
It's really bizarre, and it's like, I think it's also like offset by like El
Cerrito.
Yeah, because we have a Cerrito over here in LA, but it's
That's
spelled
Cerritos.
different.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what threw me off. The S.
They have their auto square there. People from LA will understand that joke.
Yeah, Cerritos
Auto square.
Yeah, if you stayed up into the wee hours and didn't have cable, you know that song.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, El Cerrito's kind of pleasant for and yeah, it's just like off. Yeah, you have this crazy thing with Cistern, and then a nice pleasant thing with El Cerrito.
Yeah, El Cerrito, which is El Cerrito. We'll get to it later, but it's the only rehearsal track interlude thing that we're going to get developed into a full song. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But Cistern, there's the construction of it is just so ingenious, where it starts off as this kind of chilling thing with this really good buildup, and then it breaks hard into these rolling toms with these really, really like intense, I'll just say intense guitar plucks, where it feels like, oh shit, something's about to happen. Like I can imagine that being in a movie during like a really unsettling, disturbing climax. And then it shifts to this really warped indie section with this incredible main riff. Viola's in there. It's melancholy but energetic, and it's again warped sound. It's really brilliant. I mean, god damn, that song is incredible.
They are, even though we've talked about the Merconi thing, they are oddly cinematic. Maybe not in the way people think, but there's, now that you say that, you could probably take little sections and be like, this sounds like a score.
Yeah, definitely. So now for the downsides, the entire middle chunk of the album.
Yes.
Where does it start? At None Too Fancy? No, because White Forehead is a good song. It's like Pleasure Circle all the way to Raymond H. That's like how many? Yeah, that's a lengthy chunk.
It is. And unless I did think about Robert, I bet Robert loves tuning notes.
Tuning notes is funny.
It is kind of
funny.
funny.
It's funny you say that because Robert was the only person, like I said, who knew this band other than me.
Of course, yeah.
And I feel like I can't. It just feels like he brought up that song at some point.
Of course,
like, oh, you like tuning notes?
I can feel it. I can hear him saying it in my head.
It's fucking not great. It's funny as hell, but it's 4 minutes of just, really nothing.
It'd be like if it was just went on like a minute or two, it would be like palpable, but it's clearly for people like Robert.
Yes. It screeches everything to a halt. It was already like dragging at that point with with all these interludes. Back to back interludes, like 6 in a row, I think, which is crazy. That one screeches it to a fucking halt.
I will say also, like, shutting Big, is it? Butter?
Shuttering Big Butter.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird how like that's just kind of like a standard birthday party-esque song for them. Any other band, it's weird. But that is as close as the band gets to, and I'm using this real loosely, going through the motions.
Oh, interesting. I don't mind it.
It's not
at that point
it's not bad at all, but I just like, you guys are nuts. This is like nuts for a normal, like, baby's first like noise rock band.
Yeah, at this point,
nothing wrong with that.
At this point in the album, you really do need more than that because the fatigue with the rehearsal stuff is getting a bit much, and it's not. It just feels like a cool riff.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones that I'm okay with, Hosanna Loud Hosanna. Seems to be like their take on a hymn, which is pretty cool. And then was it Pleasure Circle is fine. It's kind of loungy jazz, but like, again, it's so many things in a row that really makes this one like, okay, all right, fuck. It's a really brutal chunk that goes on for how many minutes is that actually? It's actually quite long. It's like almost 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's long. It's a very big chunk.
It is. But and a more positive thing, if I may circle back, when I talked about like they could have had a career as a totally different band, like, tell me that I think that's like could have been like an all-time great alt rock song, like up there with like the Pixies and stuff like that, college radio era stuff. But then when it gets noisy, it gets very noisy.
Dude, that song, if a lesser band wrote that, it would be basic and boring. But it's so fun. There's so many interconnected layers and vocals. It almost sounds like two different indie songs playing at the same time.
Which we just heard they liked doing. So
yes.
that explains a lot. But yeah.
Yeah, it's another great one. Jeez, like there's so many fucking great songs.
Yeah.
And of course, it closes with Fishbowl, which is just super unnecessary. They should have closed it with Cistern. God damn it. They still haven't figured out how to close albums.
No, not really a Kara Sedgwick band. And Kara Sedgwick, if you don't remember, starred in a TV show on TNT called The Closer.
The Closer, indeed. Yeah.
I bought it up once, but I don't know. I didn't remember if he remembered. So
I didn't remember the name of it, but I did remember it. It came back to me
because there are only two closers in real life. Well, not anymore because he's dead, but Kobe Bryant and Kara Sedgwick. So
I guess we're ready to move on. Are you ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Hell yes. This is the first EP we're talking about today. This is 1993's Admonishing the Bishops.
Nice, easy one here.
Yep. And also,
Oh shit.
Hell yeah, got this one. Yeah.
That one should be cheap just because it's an EP.
It's very short. Yeah, this is $4.
$1 less than a full album.
Yeah. Some of the best $4 I've ever spent. Yes.
Absolutely.
Because there is no... Well, we're not hearing any dicking around right here, that's for sure.
Weird comparison. I think Donnie and Joe would like this song.
Ah, Dreamin' Wild.
It's got Dreamin' Wild vibes. Like the kind of off singing.
Yeah. Although theirs wasn't entirely intentional. Get to the part where it gets quiet, but
does it start? I was gonna say, does it start with the Y, the part you want to get to?
Huh?
Is there not yodeling on this song?
I don't even know. I've heard this 1,000 times and I don't remember.
I'm sorry to make you edit and stay up late, but you have to find the part that has yodel.
Hold on. I'll let this play first. I mean, beautiful. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's so good. Yeah, very slinty.
It is.
There we go.
There it is. There it is.
I'm listening.
Yeah, because I listened to it so fast, I was worried about my notes not being correct. There is fucking yodeling.
There is indeed yodeling.
And they did it so efficiently, Mike didn't even notice it.
And I've heard this for so many years.
That was the other thing that made me. I was like, if Mike doesn't think there's yodeling on it, am I wrong?
No, I've just been completely absorbed in it.
Yeah, you didn't think of it as yodeling.
Not at all. So this EP is probably, really the best place to start with the band. This is a flawless EP, and this is the only record in the entire discography, not a single dicking around track. The only one.
Because it's an EP, although
the next EP has dicking around in it. Like it's not even an excuse for them. This is the only record that is just 4 amazing songs back to back.
Yes, I do think we'll get into it, but I do think the final 2, there's a suitable amount of dicking around. But anyways, I guess so. Something we didn't talk about, but it was on other things, is like they kind of like dabble in like cowpunk stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is maybe Undertaker is probably like their best cowpunk thing. It's so good. I like how the like strange vocals too, and just great stuff.
It's fantastic. It's great. So it's 4 songs on here, and each one showcases a different side of the band, and they all do a bunch of different things, but they all overall showcase a different side. So the opener, Hurricane, has the more mellow, dreamy side. Undertaker is the snarly, cowpunky, sloppy, chaotic side. $1 Million, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. I fucking adore that song.
Kind of sleek for them. It's still weird, but it is kind of sleek.
It's really accessible. It has moments that are definitely not accessible. It has these crazy moments that are just like, all right, where the hell did that come from? But all of it makes the parts that are really catchy and really beautiful stand out way more to me. I think it's one of their best songs. I really can't say enough about it. I think it's perfect beginning to end. I think it's just unbelievably good. And then Father starts out as like sludge pretty much, and then turns into folk.
Yep.
halfway through, and it's fucking awesome.
That's one of those songs where like I thought I knew the band by now, but when the banjo part comes in, caught me completely off guard.
It is my favorite folk song ever, and it's from this band, and it's not a folk song. But that whole the whole second half of the song is like genuinely beautiful driving folk
for sure. And yeah, it may have been on the banjo may have been on other songs before this, but this is the first time where it's like it's like very prominent and kind of the driving force of the song, and thankfully not the last.
Yeah, they only continue with the banjo from here on out, and yeah, it's their shortest record. It's like 20 minutes long. It's less than 20 minutes long. I think every song is brilliant. There's not you can argue that there's some dicking around in the songs, but it's still part of the song. You know, like where that's like the way the song goes. It's not like they just stopped and started fucking around in the middle of it. So in that sense, there's not a single second of dicking around. And it just shows how powerful the band is when they hone in and they trim out all the fat. It's like, oh, you get a perfect fucking album or record. Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing.
I guess if you're going to chop the band into like two different eras, this is the beginning of a new era.
Yeah, this is the beginning of where they start to get a little bit more songwriting. Like the songs start to feel more like a little bit more on the indie side, but you get less overall dicking around and you get a lot less insanity and experimental stuff. There's still crazy moments, but the feel of the band starts to shift a little bit.
Absolutely. And we got 4 more.
Yeah. So might as well move on to the next EP while we can.
Yep.
You ready?
Ready.
This is 1994's The Funeral Pudding.
So I actually never heard this EP either. I forgot. I never heard this one either. And I was delighted to hear this era, brand new songs to me of this era of Thinking Failures.
I like the plucky strings and the trashy percussion. It's cool.
More broken instruments. It's such an interesting character.
Also, because I'm sick in the head, I could hear, like, if it was very clean and played on normal stuff, how it'd be a gross, like, Mumford & Sons type song.
I would still like it. I wouldn't like it maybe as much. I think it's beautifully written.
I should be... Mumford & Sons couldn't write a melody like this. No.
Yeah.
No.
I think that's the first time we've heard Anne vocals on this episode, but this is where she starts singing a lot more often.
Yep.
She was barely there on the first handful of albums. All right, so
this EP is good. Not as good as the other one. There was dicking around out here.
Yes, there is. Where I was confused why it was an EP, but then I was like, well, I guess if you're counting the actual amount of music on here, not the run length. It is. Yeah. It is pretty short.
It's a half hour long, which is long enough to be an album, but really, there are once again only like 4 songs on here.
Yeah, and then Flames Up is crazy because again, dabbled in surf music, but this going all in on it here, where before they borrowed elements, but it's like, yeah, it is a surf song.
That song, I got so excited when I heard this for the first time because it's like, oh, this band is just fucking amazing. Like having not heard anything new from them for like well over a decade, and then hearing Flames Up, it's like the amount of joy that I got from that, like it's so good. Like you said, they're doing surf rock for sure. They're going hard into surf rock, but their version, the riffs, they get weird and evil sounding and unusual. It's played like a surf rock song, but those riffs are so fucking interesting. They're so unique. And there's a section around 150 where viola comes in. Absolutely godlike. I mean, it's just, I just love this fucking band, man. I hear that, I get so happy.
23 Kings Crossing. If the Cramps sounded like that, I would I'd be a Cramps fan.
Unfortunately, they don't. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is. It's very big and grandiose sounding when it comes in, but yeah, it's just really very like campy horror, not camp horror, but like comic book horror. I don't know how else to describe that.
Yeah, there is. Obviously it made me think of the Cramps. I don't know what to call that. Like,
I think of like the Monsters theme and stuff like that, where it's just, or like old like superhero themes where, yeah, it's kind of hard to pin that
nail
type
down.
of, but it is a cool song.
And then there's a song like Heavy Head where like, it's like if someone told me like, oh, it's this band and it's like alternative rock mixed with folk country, I would say, go fuck yourself, mister. I'm not listening to that. But this band does it so well. It doesn't even like come across as that.
You can use those words to describe that song and it wouldn't be wrong, but you'd be wrong in what you think it's going to sound like.
That's the best way to put it. Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful. That section at 325 where it takes a hard turn to dark. Totally didn't see that. Like, what I keep gushing about the musical range of, it's not just about playing something unexpected. It's about having the songwriting talent to write something that feels like someone else wrote it in the same song. Because like when you look at a band like Wild Nothing, who we covered and we hated, I have a little I have news to share with you, Alex. Band that we hated, it's every song on every album felt the same because he doesn't have any talent with actually writing music or writing from a different sort of lens, I guess. At least an emotional lens. He only kind of comes from the same emotional prism. It's just one color. Where it's like you can have something that's folky, and then you have something that's really unusual and scary, and then you have something that's paranoid, and you have something that's really happy and light. Like there's so many different things, and they showcase it so wonderfully in a song like Heavy Head, where it doesn't feel shoehorned. It doesn't feel like they jammed it in there. It's just a well-rounded, beautifully written song. So why this EP isn't nearly as good as the one before it is, well, they have a few interludes that are a little dicking around interludes for sure. But the real reason, as we both know, is Give Me Back My Golden Arm. That's the reason that this is not as good as the EP before this.
I don't mind it, but it is a punishing 9 minutes.
It is one of their longest songs ever, and it is just a straight up rehearsal jam. It is a rehearsal jam, and it's like
like
eight and a half minutes is a tough sell for what that is. Yeah, and they never do that again, thankfully. But it's pretty rough. The actual closers are Sidewinder and The Invitation, which are both interlude, like an interlude and an outro. But The Invitation is both funny and quite nice, actually.
Yeah. It's over shortly, but
it's a voicemail of a guy inviting them to get drunk and high, and he keeps saying get drunk and high, like he keeps saying it.
Yeah.
And then it goes into these melancholy, distant, really deep guitar and bass echoes. And then it just kind of lulls to the end of the album or into the EP. It's actually pretty good, but yeah, I was very, very happy to hear this and to hear that. Yeah, two more of like my favorite Thank You Flowers songs I discovered through here. So
yeah,
hell yeah,
it's like new to you.
Yeah. Now we're on to another big one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is 1994's Strangers from the Universe.
Coming in hot. Yeah. The fucking percussion with the stick and the... It's so happy and fun and like harmless.
I think it's the finest cut you ever find. What does he file at the Hall of Records? A proclamation of tourist intent. Does he live the life of a madman? Yes, he lives the life of a madman.
So funny.
Yeah.
What falls to his mouth from trees of love.
Well, that is a
very fun opener. It is not at all indicative of the whole album. And best.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people consider this the best. Although I haven't met a lot of people who heard the band, so I can't say for sure. I always found this one to be easily the best in all my years. Because one, the dicking around is kept to a crazy minimum. Like out of all the studio albums, it's like between this and one other one that have like the absolute least. It's extremely inoffensive on this album.
I mean, I would say the last three have the least of it.
They do have the least of it, but I'd say for like percentage of the album, like this one and maybe the last album have like the least ratio, like the smallest ratio of dicking around tracks or interludes. So every main song on here, I think, is fucking perfect. I think this is a masterpiece, plain and simple. I think it's pretty much a perfect album, and that this is not a fucking household name album. It's like heartbreaking because of how perfectly executed the whole damn thing is. How many different places it goes, the highs and lows, the emotional range, the incredibly creative arrangement choices. The production is actually quite strong for them. It's not really that lo-fi. It's actually quite clean. And some of the most incredibly written songs, some of the greatest songs of all time. Several on here I think are the greatest songs of all time. There's really not enough. Like I could pick any song and I'll go on a fucking tangent about it.
When the album started, the first two tracks, I was like, this is like Pee-wee's Playhouse energy, because they're both kind of zany and wacky, but then like Hundreds of Years comes on and there's like this medieval vibe to it, and you get these like harsh blasts of guitars, and yeah, it has some of like their best math rock riffs on that one.
Hundreds of Years is wonderfully subtle. It's exactly what you would hope that a band would do when they open with two very lighthearted, silly songs. Because Socket, track 2, it's not as bubbly as the opener, but it is
There's
very it's almost
like,
childlike.
Yes, like silly and playful.
But it's still a bizarre and really unique main riff. Like you think it's this really soft, happy, childlike thing, and then it has this weird tail at the end of the main riff. It's just like, oh, that's actually just strange. It's really well done. But Hundreds of Years, it's just, man, it's dark, it's minor key, it's really subtle. It doesn't kind of dip one way or the other. It's just, it just takes you in a completely different direction.
Another one of my favorites on here is February. These fucking Deliverance banjos with the alt rock and noise math. It's just it shouldn't be this good.
That one, man, it's basically a prog song, but in the
Pretty
weird
much,
thinking flowers kind of way. Yeah, it's so great. Such smart progressions. What was it? But that's like the first song. So that comes on. What track number is that? That's track 7. That's like the first song to bring things back into the light since track 2. So it goes to like this dark chunk after Hundreds of Years with Guillotine and Uranium is more of an interlude, but it doesn't stop right there. Like the range keeps going. We got, man, Cup of Dreams. It's just one of the greatest fucking songs ever. I mean, it opens with video game synths playing this kind of cheesy, corny, like sappy thing. It's actually kind of pretty, and then goes into one of their deepest and best written songs ever.
Yeah, I was trying to think of how to describe it. I'm like, this is like chaotic neutral, because there is this really pleasant stuff happening, but there's also wild shit happening. Almost that, listening to two different songs at the same time, but it works. And then there is these really cool, almost like alt rock, like Neutral Milk Hotel wishes they could write songs like
couldn't
this.
Couldn't dream of coming anywhere even remotely close to. Cup of Dreams is really one of my favorite songs of all time. It's one of their most emotional songs. Actually, it's one of the most shoegazy songs too. Some wild vocal choices on there that feel odd, but they're really engaging. But it's got so many layers to it, and it really does take you for an emotional ride. It's fucking fantastic. The Oxen Master also, which is the track that follows it, is one of my favorite interludes. It's like a post rock song.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna say how a person reacts to the interludes is gonna be that's gonna dictate how much they like the album.
I completely agree. I have more to say about that later. Holy shit.
Yes, because I just kind of connected some dots there when you said that. And yeah, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's funny that you thought like Guillotine was kind of dark. And it is a tad off-putting, but I think like the operation is like the vibes are like overtly dark on that one.
The operation straight up sounds like bees. The opening riff, it's crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then,
but it is very sickly and unnerving.
And then maybe because they just picked up television's Marquee Moon, so it's like the Piston and Shaft is like some excellent television riffs.
The Piston in the Shaft is not only one of my favorite songs of all time, but I put a top 5 favorite Thank You Fellers song. It's perfect from beginning to end. Listen to that song. If you don't like that song, not only are we not going to be friends, but you need not listen further. You need, no, don't even bother. There is nothing wrong with that. It's so fucking great. Oh my God.
Great riffs on there.
How are they not household names? How the fuck is the world this stupid that song can exist and that no one cares? It's perfect. This band is perfect.
Well, I don't know about perfect, but I will say there are way shittier bands when they do top 100 greatest albums, top 5, whatever. There's just shittier bands on on those lists, and I will say like Trout Mask Replica has cracked those lists. So like, why not Thinking Fellers?
I love Trout Mask Replica. I love Captain Beefheart. I love this album so much more. I love it so much more than every Beefheart album. Beefheart's amazing. Sure, it's crazy and it's fucking really ambitious, but this is like honed in, finely tuned, trimmed off almost all the fat. It's just them at their A game. And
also,
not to mention, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if I feel like I may be stealing your thunder. I don't know if you were going to say the first time we have a great closer.
It was, yeah. Noble Experiment. They finally have a great closer. It's the final track. It's not even there's no outro after it.
There's nothing after. It is the final track. It's almost like a pleasant lullaby, and they bring in this like baseball sounding organ, and it's great. It's
very similar to the video gaming organ synth thing from the beginning of Cup of Dreams, but it's with Anne singing, and it's really pretty. And one thing I learned, at least from Wiki, which of course could be complete bullshit, but in 2019, the band The National interpreted the full lyrics into the song "Not in Kansas." Like, so The National is a fan of this band, but doesn't talk about them. Who else is just fucking biting their stupid, selfish tongues? Come on, man.
Dude, The National is so crazy because I listen to them and I don't like them, but then they'll say cool shit like that, or I'll hear like someone in Idols. It was
Mark Bowen.
He was like putting over like the drumming on one of the tracks. I'm like, he's fucking right. That's a killer drum track. But anyways,
they do have good stuff. It's definitely not our thing overall, but they have some good stuff. Lately, a little bit more pop, and that's no. But the album that Mark Bowen cited, I did listen to that one. I was like, all right, this is not bad. This is not a bad album.
Yeah.
And the drumming did stand out, definitely.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a beautiful closer. It feels like a closer, and the whole thing. How long is this album? It's not long. It's 46 minutes. It's a perfectly rounded. It just feels so right, and this is in addition to the EP, Admonishing the Bishops. I would say this is a pretty safe spot to start because one, the interludes are minimal and they're not as offensive. But really, like it tackles so many different things. The production isn't abrasive. It's pretty easy on the ears. And there's no like chunks of like, all right, hold on, let's just get through this little chunk right there. There's none of that. So it's also their most accessible album. This is the album that got me into them pretty much.
Yeah, I think oddly, and I don't know if you could say this about a lot of bands, like, yeah, the later part of their career is like not a bad starting off point.
No, it's not. I'd say it's a significantly better starting off point. Yeah. This is my best. I think every song is either great or amazing. The interludes, like I said, they're genuinely interesting, but they're also kept to a minimum. And the amount of moods and styles that are tackled with just such impressive instrumentation and creative choices, arrangement wise, it's just a one of a kind album. Just love it so much. As for the critics, Alex, why do we hate critics?
Long, drawn out, overtly complicated explanations.
That is one reason. The other reason is because they have bad taste. All Music gave this 4.5 out of 5. Not bad. Encyclopedia of Popular Music, 2 out of 5. The Great Alternative and Indie Discography, 4 out of 10. You fucking retards. What the hell's wrong with you? Are you slow? What's wrong? Are you mad? Is that why you did it? Because you're mad? Why would they do that? Spin gave it an 8, and then Sputnik gave it a 4.5 out of 5. So there we go. At least there's some love there. From the website, it says, in 1995, arena tour in spring as support act for the group Live. What? What the
Live?
Live? The band with that one song and that's it?
Are they a one-hit wonder? It's so funny because, like, I know of, like, I would have to hear the song for...
Oh, you'll know the song, dude. It's the most 90s sounding song in the fucking world.
I know it would, like, hit me instantly once I heard it. Technically not a one-hit wonder. They should be a one-hit wonder, but they're not.
They had multiple hits, is what you're saying?
They had multiple hits.
All right, I guess that then. But time to move on. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Hell yes. This is 1996's I Hope It Lands.
I love that flurry they opened with.
Oh, yeah.
This is damn near like a Cocktail Twins song sometimes.
Yeah. And also the production is kind of closer to the early album. It's more spacious and cold.
This is fucking amazing.
Amazing. And this guitar. It's so creative. That is, man, it's such a darker opener than the previous album.
That song, and I guess some other, that is like an amazing high wire act where you're like, how are you doing this? And I make change later on, but my first go through on Thinking Fellers, I think this is best personal favorite.
Alex, personal favorite.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is the album that I couldn't believe I found at Amoeba that made my day.
Fuck yeah.
I have such a fond... I don't think it's perfect. I think it has some of the trappings of like the interlude kind of dicking around of the earlier albums. But the interludes and the dicking around tracks are the best out of any album. And it's not even close.
That's why I gave it best personal favorite, because there's interludes here where I was like, I wish that was a full song. I never thought that before this album.
Dude, some of the interludes are incredible. Like, bands fucking wish they could write a song as good as some of these interludes. And not to mention the songs. So we still have all the diversity that we usually get with these albums, but where Strangers from the Universe was a little bit more, had a little bit more emotion to it. It was a little bit more well-rounded. It had a lot more extremes of highs or like happies and sads.
Also,
This is their darkest album.
yeah. Also, I feel like Strangers of the Universe, like unintentional, or maybe it was probably intentional. It has like this underlaying thing of like whimsy to it, and I don't think that is here on this album.
There's some kookiness, like always, but it's not as light. There's no happiness. Well, there's some happiness, but it's not really happy. It's a much darker album.
Mhm.
So, Empty Cup is one of another all-time favorite. I really love that one.
Like noisy yet delightful seems to be like the MO for this album.
Yeah, noisy, beautiful, but also there's two other elements. This is also heavy on the banjo and heavy on and vocals.
Yes. And yeah, I'm glad they don't use it every song, but like in a way they were kind of destined to write songs with banjos in it because they do it so fucking good and not
They do it
and not in a cliche way.
They do it in ways that you didn't think. You never. It's rare, I think, that people associate banjo with something really dark and melancholy and emotionally present. Even though it has that quality to it, it has that timbre to it if you use it like that. But you just associate it with fucking bluegrass. The different levels that they use it on here in different on Lizard's Dream. I mean, it's total cartoon villain music with. Then it turns into cartoon villain bluegrass music. I can't even express how fucking brilliant this song is.
That is like one of the coolest clicky drum beats I've ever heard too.
It's so catchy. It's so, man, that the drums, the clicks, they really do make it feel way more snappy. But you know, the big choruses where it gets all bluegrassy, it's just so nutty and silly, but it's like, how do you not like it? It's too fun.
And then, yeah, Elgin Miller is this. I realize they do this thing where it's like fucking chaotic riffage, but it's not harsh. Like I could see some people having some aversions to it, but like you can kind of show someone that song where you're like, yeah, isn't that crazy? And they won't be like turned off by like how loud or harsh. They'll be turned off for other reasons.
In terms of like their crazier songs, it is really delightfully catchy, and it has a little bit more accessibility to it. You'll probably show someone be like, whose ears are more ready to hear something put together, whereas a lot of Thinking Fire stuff sounds like it's not put together, even though it is. Yeah, it's the guitars on that song sound so percussive. There's a really nice, really pretty breakdown around 2 minutes in. It's just great.
And then my personal favorite filler song, Hudson Bottom Dance.
It's good.
It's so good.
It's good.
Why is that not a full song anyways?
Dude, it's spooky with swing. It's like a spooky swing song.
Yes.
It's fantastic. It's good enough. Yeah, it's good enough to be its own song, but it still feels good as an interlude. But I love the way it's so fucking good.
One of their craziest fucking songs, even for them, Brains.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
It's wacky. There's some wacky guitars, man.
Oh, never mind the guitar. Yeah, it is like another like unhinged Pixie song. Out of nowhere, fucking floored me. These like big, almost like operatic vocals. Just
Yeah. It's great.
So,
and then it goes into that fucking indie riff after that.
So uncalled for, yet called for.
It's wonderful. It's so fun. God damn it. Yeah, but it is a great main riff. It's like,
yeah, no one will hear a song that sounds like Brains. It is in an island all on its own.
Yeah, that main riff is like, it really is proggy. I mean, it's great. So this, in addition to this being one of my, I mean, this is my favorite album. I probably come back to this one the most. Just, I don't even know how. It just sort of happened that way. I always considered Strangers from the Universe to be my favorite, but I have way more strong feelings attached to this one. I come back to this one more often. And another one of, I mean, it's not even close. It's not even it's not even a little bit of a debate. One of the greatest songs ever written, and it's actually better than most songs ever written. Triple X. When I say a perfect song, I have very little words to describe how much that song does things for me intellectually and emotionally.
Again, on paper, it's delightfully weird alternative rock folk music, but it's amazing the way they're executing and playing it. It's like, I don't know, if you got like a bunch of the world's best musicians in a room and you were describing the song to them, it wouldn't come out like this at all.
No, it's a masterpiece in creativity and melody, because you look at that, listen to that main riff. It has this great kind of swinging drum beat with these toms. It's a really creative drum beat, but you get this hook thing that's comprised of banjo and bass. But you kind of, it's almost like the what they're playing tricks your brain into filling in what the riff actually is. They're playing very few notes. The bass is playing like 2 notes, and the banjo is playing this weird dissonant kind of evil sounding thing. And with those 2 things together, you kind of put together what the thing sounds like. It may not sound like it makes that much sense, but it doesn't sound like something that a dude could write by himself with a guitar. It feels so like it's made up of pieces. It feels more like, this is going to be a very strange comparison because it's referencing comedy. There's some great comedians like Patrice O'Neill before he died, where part of what made him funny was when he would tell a joke, he would set it up in a way that you finish the punchline in your head, so you're already laughing before he says it. It's that kind of thing where you hear what they're not really playing a complete thing, but together it feels like this other. It's like a green. You get a blue and a yellow, and it makes this thing that's completely separate. The banjo by itself wouldn't be the same. The bass by itself definitely wouldn't be the same, and the vocals by himself wouldn't be the same.
You mean WWE writer Patrice O'Neill was a comedian?
I do. The very same, Alex.
Insane that happened.
But also, so I'm gushing about this fucking banjo riff. Then at 2:30, it goes into the most gorgeous jam session ever recorded. I can listen to that for hours. The banjo is godly. Like the things he's doing, he's actually an insanely good banjo player. He's doing these crazy finger plucking stuff, and it's just melancholy, dark, beautiful, sad. It's just a fucking masterpiece. Holy crap! Everyone needs to listen to Triple X. I mean, seriously.
It's very good. Then last I'll say about this album, Booth Delirium is crazy because it's kind of trippy, but it also sounds like, again, going back to the score thing, it sounds like something Trent Reznor would write for his scores.
Oh, interesting. It does sound very score-like. Booth Delirium, that's my favorite interlude from the band.
Yes.
It's very, very evil. Banjo and piano just fucking killing it together. Another reason I love that interlude so much, because honestly, the album could have ended with Triple X and it would have been an amazing closer, but it follows, the track is followed by Booth Delirium, an interlude, and it works. Taking it into a completely evil direction after that really like melancholy kind of soothing thing, it feels right. And then closing the album with Hills, it's technically just an outro, but it works. It's fucking nice.
Yeah. Long for an outro, but
yeah, it's a couple minutes.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Like, they're kind of playing with fire, adding those 2 songs on at the end, but it works. It works. Fucking brilliant.
I can't believe it works. That's one of the reasons I'm so impressed by this album, is because you really had the greatest song ever to close it, and then they kept playing their cards, they kept playing the chips, and it worked.
They said hit me on 21 and somehow still won.
Seriously.
I also like to live dangerously.
Indeed. But yeah, it's a fantastic album. It's back to being a little heavy on the interludes, but the interludes are fucking cool. I mean, Conrad Adrift Towards Mars, I like that one as well. Fucking even Rampaging Fuckers of Anything on the Crazy Shitting Planet of the Vomit Atmosphere. Even that song that interlude is kind of fun.
Yeah. And they got funny names like that and Inspector Fatass. So
Inspector Fatass. Yep, that's right. Last thing I should know, because if I talked about this album without talking about the Arbiter, that would be a very weird thing. That's a crazy fucking song.
that is their most unsettling song, I think.
It's unsettling. It'll probably bore a lot of people. It'll probably make a lot of people uncomfortable. It's one of the most atonal, unsettling. It's a weird one, and it's long. It's not like it's not a short interlude song.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. So mission accomplished.
Yeah. This fucking man. It rules. Yeah, it's still my favorite. Even though I think Strangers from the Universe is a better album, a better starting point. This one has there's just so much character to this one. The highs are so high, man. So in 1996, according to the website, it says after a tour of US in spring, band decides to abandon life on the road. Fall sees the beginning of extremely drawn out recording process of another album. And then 97, 3 short weekend tours to Texas, Louisiana, Memphis, and New York. 1998, recording resumes. 1999, mixing. And 2000, weekend in Chicago, compilation track, Jay moves to Boston. They spent a lot of time making this next album, this last album. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is 2001's. This is the only album title I've never memorized. Bob Denners and Larry Noodles present Tubby Turner's Celebrity Avalanche.
Totally like a standard indie song.
It's like the first time I thought, is this a different band?
Yeah.
This could be like a Flaming Lips song.
Yeah, totally. But this can't.
No, I think, well, this is very, very cool.
It's so slidey and bendy.
Also, kind of strange to hear them the production this polished.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can really feel the bass line. Yeah, easily one of my favorite openers of theirs.
I love that song.
I did debate giving this one best, but
I had a feeling you'd like this one.
I do like as a newbie, I do like these last few albums quite a bit.
They're something else. This one, so I guess from as a whole, I do think this is one of their best albums. I think it's really, really great. One of my favorites. It has equal parts really, really crazy Beefheart stuff, and then equal parts tight, clean, and really accessible stuff.
I think before I use like Beefheart as a comparison, but there is like a few things where I'm like, this is like in the stars, I can sizzle like a batter.
It's just Beefheart.
Full on Beefheart. Yeah.
Yes. Holy Ghost, the drums in the beginning sound exactly like the drums at the beginning of Moonlight on Vermont by Captain Beefheart. I mean, it's almost the exact same drum line.
That one is crazy because it's this very like clean, sleek production, but it's still off-putting, and I mean that like in a complimentary way.
Yeah, it's one of the strangest. I would say, like from a song, like the song, this has some of their weirdest, like straight up weirdest songs with some of the boldest choices.
Yeah, like there's this chanting, almost like part over like feedback around like 2:30. There's these like clean math riffs, and then it goes like, I know they came before him, but just because it is such a strong, like it did make me think of like Gordy Greep. If Gordy Greep doesn't like this band, what are we doing?
Yeah, that'd be very shocking.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be shocking if he never heard of them though, for some reason.
If he's never heard of them, and he should. He would love this shit.
Yeah, really. Everyone needs to get on this train. Because this is also home to some of my other favorite songs ever. Snow Cone, I would say pretty definitively, has one of my all-time favorite guitar solos of all things.
I think I know. Does it come like a little later in the song?
Around 240.
Okay, yeah.
It's so beautiful. It's so catchy. And this is what I kind of hinted at the very, very beginning about the three guitarists. The way on that song specifically, on the verses to Snow Cone, you could hear all three guitarists trading notes, and you hear them, they're panned differently.
I'm gonna have to listen to it in my headphones and keep my ears open for that.
It's great when you hear like they're little staccato notes, guitar notes in the verse. They're all trading. And when took me, I didn't notice that on first listen. Over time, I noticed it. And I realized, like, wait, that's literally them utilizing all three guitars for something that one guitarist can do easily. One guitarist can do that riff so easily, but it being three does feel different, and it is better. It does feel way more expansive. It feels way more. It feels more like an operation is happening.
Yeah, it's a weird comparison. It's like how the Beastie Boys usually do like one or two lines.
Yeah,
and
it's the Beastie Boys of guitar.
Yeah, you don't really hear too many rappers doing that. So
yeah, it's a shame. It's a lost art.
It's the Paul's Boutique of of noise rock.
Hell yeah. Everything's Impossible. One of their most chilling and beautiful, and another fucking perfect song. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I love it more every time I hear it.
Also wrote chilling to describe that, but also it's like sexy lounge music sometimes.
It gets sexy. It's still dark, but it does get a little sexy.
The like creepy part with the snare rolls. I don't think I've ever heard like a creepy song that also is invoking like a snare roll beat to it.
Yeah, like that whole section is weirdly creepy. But fuck, it's also such a really beautiful song. One of their darkest, one of their most like depressing songs. They don't have a whole lot of depressing songs.
I think I'd put it up there with one of their best songs, and one of the best on this album is You in a Movie. It's this, man, I love everything they're doing on it, from the mathy guitar to the fuzzy bass to the horns. Gets a little funky. I think it's great.
You in a Movie is one of the fucking hilarious, wackiest songs. And it's another song that has like a beehive main riff.
Yeah.
Also, there's so many things about this song that I love. There's so many different things that I can pick out, because there's that section at 140 where it just reminds me of Weird Al. It sounds like a Weird Al song, like, especially the vocals. I'm like, wait, that's very Weird Al. And then around 230, you get when they start singing "Yeah," but they're doing it in false, like silly falsetto voices, and it sounds ridiculous. And then following that, they introduce one of the most incredible melodies that they've ever written. It's just really busy, beautiful little line that almost sounds like a jingle. It sounds like it could be like a Mega Man theme or something. So good.
Delightfully weird. I mean, that's just the whole band.
Delightfully weird. We have a fully developed version of El Cerrito on here.
Very smartly placed. Like this album needs that song right there.
Yeah, because before that we have In the Stars I Can Sizzle Like a Battery, which is another crazy Beefheart song.
Even the title kind of invokes like me lick your decals.
Oh yeah, lick my decals, baby.
Yeah.
It's one of their. I think it sounds like it could be one of their most intentionally silly songs. Where a lot of the songs are just kooky and crazy, but that one feels like, let's just make something ridiculous. That's a ridiculous fucking song.
Battery or
Battery.
Oh yeah. Because Cerrito is like, it's soothing or creepy or both, depending on who you are.
Yeah, it doesn't really change that much from the rehearsal version from Mother of All Saints. It's more developed. It has like more of a story to it. It's not just a rehearsal track, of course, but it sounds a lot, and singing on that one, it's really kind of hushed and subdued. It retains everything that made that rehearsal track really interesting and just makes it bigger.
Yeah.
It doesn't sacrifice anything. It doesn't like add. It doesn't go too far. It's just that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
And then the first and only time, 91 Dodge van is the only time I'm like, oh, this is like light and breezy.
Dude, so it's the opening riff to the opener. It's just the whole song.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it's the whole thing, except it's fleshed out. Anne's on vocals instead of Mark or Brian. I want to say Mark. I don't know. And it's like a clean indie song. They're playing it with different instruments. They're playing it differently, but it's the same riffs. It's very interesting.
Yeah. The Baker's fucking crazy.
Oh, the Barker?
Or Barker. It's almost like maddening noise rock song, but then it's like a jammy CCR song.
Yeah.
But it keeps the like crazy high pitched vocals. Just nuts.
Yeah, there's a break at about a minute in that kind of initially sounds very Zappa, but then he goes into almost dad rock sounding stuff.
It does.
But it's fun. The closer, it is one of their most fitting closers. It's not going to work for everyone because it is 10 minutes. He keeps himself fed.
I just kind of viewed that one in sections because that also, in my opinion, is their best. Like, they have a few cool metal riffs. I think this one's the best.
It's really cool. So it is 10 minutes and it's very atmospheric and kind of drawn out. At
least it like tails off into nothingness. Like
it does.
If at a certain point you can turn off the album if you want.
You're not gonna like miss any big moment if you don't listen to all 10 minutes. But what I like about it is that this is the final song on their final album, and it's not only them. Sounds like them really just doing what they feel like. Like that song of all songs on this album feels so laid back. It's beautiful. It's still well done. It's still really nice and really atmospheric. It's very atmospheric, but it doesn't. It's like all of the rehearsal stuff that we sat through for all these albums. It's like it comes to one cohesive end with that song. It's like it's not a rehearsal, but it wouldn't be surprising if it was a rehearsal. But it feels like a really fitting way to close the final album.
That is a really nice way of thinking about it that I didn't, probably because I'm new, but
maybe. Yeah. But as for the transition tracks, the dicking around and the interludes, they're kept to a minimum here. Reminder is the only one that's like offensive because it's literally just boob feeler, but without those really funny whistles and buzzy synths.
Yeah, they're kept to a minimum here. It's not like annoying, but they're not as good as the ones on I Hope It Lands.
Not even close. Birth of a Rock song is funny, though. That is a funny one.
That is, yes.
Yeah. I'll give it to that one for sure.
Yes, that is like a justifiable filler song.
Yeah, that one kind of always got a pass for me, too.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah. But it's a great album. Another one of their best. And really, I remember when I first found this band, they weren't officially broken up, and they never really officially broke up. They kind of like, it's like assumed broke up because of all the inactivity. But at the time I was just like, oh man, I would love another Thinking Fires album. And that was like 20 years ago. So I'm like, nah, maybe not. Yeah, just, it's okay. I love these albums a whole lot. You don't need to do more.
The power of this podcast is weird though. Like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they're so small and weird. Like, there's no way they don't hear this, right?
I have no idea. It'd be nice if they did, because I would love to interview them. Come back on the episode. Come back on the pod, and we'll do an episode with you guys. But
yeah, like I'm not like trying to, but like there've been random bands that have terrifyingly like listened to this.
That has happened. Yes,
so like I feel like with these smaller bands, like I don't know, like I feel like someone's gonna hear it.
Well, if they do, I would love to have you on and for them to discuss their favorite, everything with. I mean, some backstory would be nice, like, because what we got is what we got. I mean, there's not a lot out there.
Yeah, set the record straight.
Yeah, because really, I've always considered them to just be so like, not smart, but like I can't even say it ahead of the time because no one's like doing this exactly. No one sounds like this. They're a band out of time. That's like a This Heat, where they're just out of time.
For sure. It's also funny how the big interviews are like wish list interviews, Thinking Fellers and Maskell, like that.
Yeah.
Those are like the holy grails.
They're the holy grails, absolutely. Oh man. So Tom noted here, it says apparently they never officially split up. There have been some shows from time to time over the years, including last year as reported in Stereo Gum.
Oh,
damn.
shit.
See, they're still around. Oh boy, I know what I'm doing. It says right here, San Francisco Indie Torchbearers Thinking Fellows Union Local 282 reunited live last night for a secret show in Portland. It was their first live reunion in 13 years, sharing an update to Instagram. TFUL 282. Jesus Christ. Even their abbreviated version is too long to name.
And it's very similar to The Last of Us.
Yeah. They wrote that the Turn shows, including one tonight, would feature 4 of us and can't make it, but Brian, Hugh, Jay, and Mark will be there. Sorry we didn't announce it publicly, but it's a very small club and it's sold out from word of mouth. The whole show is live streamed and is available to watch on YouTube. I know what I'm doing after this.
Man, it's already late at night, but
yeah. Oh man. So yeah,
I'm gonna look it up, just not tonight.
Yeah. Well, that about does it. So hell yes, thank you. This was a long time coming. One that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but was nervous too because you see how much I enjoy the band.
You had 6 years to mentally prepare me.
Indeed. So thanks to Tom for requesting this. So here's another fun little factoid. Tom requested at the same time he said, Thinking Fellows Union or the Cardiacs, a band that everyone has been asking for a long time. A band that I've been very excited to listen to because I've only heard like one song. So I said, this was a long time ago. I said the Cardiacs because, you know, the main dude died not too long ago. They've been working on their final album. It's supposed to be released this year. And on Wikipedia, the tentative date was April 2025. So I said to him, if by the time it comes time to cover the band, if the new Cardiacs album isn't out yet, we're going to do Thinking Fellers. But no matter what, we're doing the Cardiacs when they release that album because that's just, we have to. They have finally announced an official release date because I got several messages.
For real this time.
I got several messages on Patreon about it, like right when it happened. And it will be released September 19th. So we will be doing that full discography around there. If we can get it if we can get the album in advance, which would be very nice, although it's not guaranteed, we'll have the full episode out that week. If not, you know, maybe 2 weeks after or something like that.
Yeah.
So that should be very cool. I'm very excited for that because I was worried that album was going to be in limbo.
That episode better do like 10K views day of.
It better because
it's also a terrifying thought, but people have been asking and asking.
Yeah.
And asking. And y'all gonna get it.
Oh, y'all gonna get it. Yeah.
X is gonna give it to you.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for that. But yeah, thank you for listening and watching and hanging out. Let's do a little recap.
Worst, least favorite, Tangled. Not bad, not memorable. Best personal favorite, I hope it lands. The best interludes.
Indeed. And for me, Tangle, worst, least favorite. It is the most experimental. It has the least highs on there. Strangers from the Universe, best, absolutely amazing entry point. Super well-rounded, accessible, gorgeous, perfect. And I hope it lands my personal favorite because goddamn those interludes and Triple X and Empty Cup, it just feels so good and dark and cold and it's just a wonderful album. But thank you so much for listening and watching and hanging out. Thank you once again to Tom. Thank you everyone on Patreon. Go to the Patreon, even though we're not accepting any more requests. It's still fun to go there. We have bonus episodes. We have a lot of bonus episodes. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to hang out in the Discord, be a part of the community, which is very, very fun stuff. So go there, do that. You can also suggest any albums from anywhere, and we'll do bonus episodes on them. Those are going to be on pause for a little bit I'll probably do some solo just because we're trying to really meet all these requests before the end of the year, and we're busy, so we're squeezing in bonus when I can.
I had a bonus episode idea in mind, but it's gonna be a real episode.
Hell yeah. That's a tease. I know what that is. But yeah, go there, do that. Thank you very much. Patreon.com/everyalbumever. You can follow me on all social media at PandaMonkey and Alex on Bluesky at
Octatron3030.
And check out our history guy, Tom Osman, at Tom Osman Sounds on all social media, and TomOsmanSounds.com for his music and his podcast, Whatever Comes Next, where he interviews a bunch of indie musicians. Links to all that in the description. Links to my EP in the description as well. Listen to that if you wish. And I think that about does it. Until the next one, see ya.